Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I did a video. So we just won April monthly finals. And the last monthly finals we won was in February, so it's been a bit. Sorry for the lack of videos, but this is something I've been planning to do for a long time, where I've just been wanting to upload the games and giving my feedback on them as like a player on the team. I think you guys would enjoy this content. So yeah, let's get into it. This is the grand finals against ASU in the April finals, which was literally just yesterday, that we won. And so the grand finals is the very last best of 3 series we played. I'll be uploading all the other games too from before that. But I decided to do this one first because it's been a while since I did a video. I'm studying a lot because it's been a while since I've done a video, but hopefully I'll improve at that as we go on. So anyways, hopping right into it, we've already beaten ASU in a best of 3 2-0 in winners finals. They went to losers bracket. They beat I forget who. I think it was GT maybe. And then we faced them again in grands after they beat them. So we started with the Slowbro ban and we're second picks, like first picked Espeon. We actually did a lot of draft prep for this tournament. So the draft prep we came up with, actually we did not expect them to first pick Espeon, but we went with Zoro Urshi. Actually we did expect them to pick Espeon at this point, but the first best of 3 in winners finals we did not. But at this point we already thought of answers to it, and this is the comp we came up with. We really like our comp here into theirs, so this is probably one of the few games that we think we got a better comp. ASU was actually really hard to draft into, so we struggled a lot. They were probably, we draft prepped for TTB, who were the AOS Cup winners last month, and then our first round was against Team YouTube. That was actually the only team we lost a game to yesterday. And out of all the draft prep, ASU was probably the hardest to prep against. We spent the most time against TTV, but we ended up coming up with comps in the draft prep that we were happy with playing. And when I review the TTV games later and I upload it, you guys will see we got like really good comps that we were happy with. But for ASU, even after all the draft prep, we still thought they probably had slightly better comps than us, but it was the best we could think we could do. And the drafts did turn out kind of as expected. We kind of lost draft a bit. Curios and Rin, we picked up Rin, but Rin hasn't played the game for like 8 months before he joined the team. So in AOS Cup we got 3rd, which we were actually pretty happy with. Considering Curios hadn't played attacker in months, he was actually playing jungle for us. But then when Rin joined, he role swapped to attacker. And Espeon and Mew are actually both attackers he never played before last year when we won Worlds. So it was a bit rough, and we knew it'd be rough. So we were happy with 3rd in AOS Cup. And it was still rough this month. Like, we're still lacking Mon pools that we would like. Overlord and I can play pretty much everything. But Curios and Rin are very limited on the Pokemon they can play so far. Hopefully by the time of regionals we'll be flexible, we'll be happy with all our drafts and stuff. But very happy with how the team performed today. So they're actually keeping one solo bot here. They're splitting the buff with Espeon, which gives Espeon level 4. If you guys don't know, Espeon level 4 is really strong. So Espeon's able to 1v2 bot here while the Wiggly invades our Urshifu, and the Wiggly is just destroying our Urshi in the jungle. You can see Urshi can't do anything until it's level 5. Urshi at level 5 very strong, but until it hits level 5 very weak. So their strategy was just to invade this Urshi. Very well played by them. Because the Espeon has blue buff, it's very hard to punish. You can see we do still hit 5 in bottom lane, so we are winning the lane. But the Espeon only needs like 1 or 2 farm to hit 5, so Espeon's also 5. It's very hard to punish the Espeon because with blue buff, they have cooldowns up like every 3 seconds. So because we have Hoopa, we try to port the Mew top here, but they already scored all their points. So we're getting destroyed in this early game so far. It may not seem like it in the point lead, but just in tempo and EXP, they are hard dominating us so far. We send the Mew to help the Urshi try to get 5 maybe, but It's 8 minutes and we don't even have an Urshifu yet. And he still doesn't hit 5 off this buff, I think. Oh, he does. Okay, that must be a different game I'm thinking of. But you can see this early game very bad for us. Now they're going to get all the mid-Bs for free because the Urshi has been getting fucked so hard the entire game. I'm solo bot against Espeon, but I'm not going to get that much farm. I've been doing well getting like a lot of farm, but still the Espeon's favored, so you're going to get a majority of the farm. It's a miracle I've gotten as much farm as I have. The Espeon should probably be level 8 by now, honestly, with how the early game went. But we managed to hold it back in lane. A lot. It's still 7, so Yufan's still very strong. This early game strategy they pulled out against our comp was really amazing. And yeah. We decide to have 4 bot here. And Overlord tries to go in. But he gets bugged here. I remember seeing this in game. Let me go back and show you guys this. Like what look at the Zoroark here. He gets bugged. On the feint attack. So I swear he presses the button and gets it off. So you can see the Zoroark was like stuttering there and dies. So that was really unfortunate. I don't know if I'd call it a bug because it does happen sometimes, but I guess he just barely didn't get the feint attack off, which was unfortunate. So he goes down. Now they have Espeon level 8 here. It's just really hard for us. I tried to slam in, block the Espeon. We do force the Espeon Unite, get him to 1 HP, but that's the best we could do. And we just have to kind of, we call it turtling up, just like turtle up, play safe. Try to get EXP because the early game was disastrous. So we're just playing for any XP we can get. Just kind of, you know, say fuck it, we lost the early game. We just need to play for comeback XP now and try to be good in EXP. Fuck the point lead, we just have to win a Rayquaza fight. So here we're just Overlord's getting mid-Bs for free, which is actually really good. We try to sneak the scores in here, which we do get Rin score, which is actually huge for us. And the Wiggly flashes past my block. If the Wiggly didn't flash, we would have gotten the other score too. But they do a good job of holding the pad here, and we all die. I'd say the Rin score was good, but after the scores were a bit greedy, we had no vision. So because of that, they came down and were able to destroy us. But because we have Hoopa, we can port really easily, so it's not the end of the world. It's still really good for us, the EXP we're getting back on the map right now, considering the early game. So they're still very ahead by means. Like, don't get me wrong, they're very, very ahead. But this could have gone a lot worse considering the early. So it's not too shabby. From what I do remember, both games we get the Rotom pushed into our tier 2 though. But we definitely hard int when that happens. I forget how it happens this game, so I'm curious to see how it happens. But yeah. So right now the bottom Reggie's spawning, but we probably can't go for it. So we are trying to make a play here top, but Rin just dies because he didn't expect the Espeon to be here. So we do have Hoop Unite here bot. And because Rin dies, we decide to go for the bot one. We have Red Urshifu and Mew to help secure this. So we just sack top. They have 3 there. And we really need to push bot right now to maybe get some XP back. And they did kind of grief this a bit by letting us get this bot Reggie and the scores here. It's really good for our team considering the early. We get a huge overcap. So now, as you can see, we're still behind in points and experience. But it's only 100 cap in after 2 minutes for us to win, which is not bad at all. Concerning the early game, I'd say we're in a fine state right now. Like, our EXP is actually going to be huge. We're getting 5 Adinos on the map the entire game because they broke our pads. They're getting 2 Adinos, but if we just turtle up farm, we'll be chilling. I swear I do remember them pushing the Rotom in the tier 2. Maybe I'm tripping. I thought both games in Grand Finals they pushed the Rotom into tier 2. I mean, it could technically still be possible, but it doesn't look like it this game. So maybe I imagined it, but they did push the Rotom into our tier 2 most games, I think. Which is unfortunate. Either that or they score top. Maybe they just score top this game, I'm not sure. But I swear they got a bigger lead than this before Rayquaza. But we'll see as the game goes on. Rin Urshifu unites the Clefable, forces the Clef unite. That's actually really good because Urshifu can unite at like 3:15, whereas the Clef can unite until 3 minutes. So forcing out that Clef when your unite timer is running out is actually something really important to do. Otherwise, when they run like spammable unites like this Glaceon Clefable, if you don't use your like Urshifu unite earlier and you wait, then you're gonna lose the opportunity to force out their unite. They're gonna be able to use it at 3 minutes, and you can't unless you don't want your Rayquaza at Rayquaza. If you use it at like 3:15, then you'll get your unite back while also forcing their unite, so they can't make a play at 3 minutes like they normally would. So really smart play by Rin there. This is a Registeel, which is huge. Oh yeah, I guess they just didn't score that much top. Like they scored this tree 50, but we traded Registeel for it, so it's very worth, I think. And this score is actually good for them. I don't know if they knew this, but it puts them in the lead where we need at least 2 caps. So it's actually really important, the points, when considering between 100, because 100 is only really 1 score, which is actually kind of easy to do after 2 minutes. But now, because of their lead, we need 2 scores. So we're really struggling. Maybe I just remember seeing the really struggling message, and that's why I thought they pushed the Rotom in our tier 2 this game. But yeah, we need to win the Ray fight or flip the Rayquaza to get it. They start hitting a bit, so I go in to try to distract them. They get my Focus Ban, but I'm fine. Elo is forced to unite here because the tree tried to unite to cancel the portal, so really well played by Elo. Overlord tried to get the score here, but the tree stops him, which is really good by them. That was really good play, because we basically used a lot of unites for nothing. Here I go in a little too deep, probably should have backed up a bit. I'm forced to unite, and they collapse on Rin and bottom side. So this fight is actually going terribly for us. If we knew this, we thought we were getting the Zoro cap guaranteed, so if we knew the tree would be able to stop Zoro, we probably just have Overlord go in on them, and instead of trying to score because the tree's not there. But here, because most of us are dead, we only have 3 alive, they decide to start ripping the Rayquaza. I go on the Espeon to block, and Elo gets it with an auto attack. This is a legendary steal. Everyone on the team was like, this is Worlds form Elo, because he had so many insane steals at Worlds last year. So, I mean, if you watch it back, they didn't actually have a great secure, and they got knocked up by a 4-man Rayquaza knockup. So here I'm blocking out the Espeon, so they don't actually have a secure on this besides Glaceon, but I'd say Mew secure is better than Glaceon. So because I'm blocking Espeon, we actually should technically have better odds on this. The problem is that Mew E-Ball is a better secure than them, but Curious is on beam, so it's a bit sus. And also he beams way too early. Look at this beam. I think, okay, the beam was even earlier, so he beams like really early when the Rayquaza's already like really high HP. You can see the Mew beam was right there. It's kind of invis on the screen for some reason. But so our only secure went too early, and Elo portals, which brings it to 1 HP, and they get 3-man knocked up by this Rayquaza while I'm blocking out Espeon, so no one can hit it, and Elo just gets it with an auto. My favorite part is he turns away. Look, his auto attack already went off, and he's turning away. It's like one of those superhero movie scenes where like Iron Man like blows up a ton of shit and then just walks away while it's blowing up behind him. Like cinematic. It was cinematic. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, Elo definitely saved this game. A lot of these games we were not actually winning. Like the game, like we got good secures in, we got like lucky team fights, you know. So a lot of these games we were actually behind, which is why I said like the team was in shape for this month, but not in shape as much as we want. Again, we role swapped, and for AOS Cup we only had like 2 or 3 weeks to practice. For this month, it's still only been like a month to practice. So we still don't have the best mod pools. I think Rin had like 4 Pokemon in shape he could play in the meta for this month. And Curious could only play Mew Espeon, which is all you really need for attacker. but we wanted to do more flexible stuff with other comps. So hopefully you guys will see that for makeup. But yeah, also a little like micro mechanics and like macro stuff can be worked on, but overall still really happy with the team's performance today. Obviously we won, so that's what matters, and we just need to clean it up for regionals. All right, so we can skip forward to, oh, we can actually check out the damage stats here. So Elo, I remember this. So we looked at the damage after this game, after Elo's legendary steal, and Overlord went, Elo got the most damage, bro. Holy fuck. He was so tilted off that. Not like tilted, but like he was like, bro, Elo did the most damage. Like he was flabbergasted. I got player of the game apparently because I blocked the Espeon. So because I blocked Espeon, they gave me player of the game, which I feel like Elo deserves player of the game there personally. But I guess I'll take it, you know, like might as well. They're showing Brazil's points for some reason. Okay, so here we're at the next draft phase. So after every game we swap sides. Last time we were second pick, this time we're first pick. And whether you're first or second pick really changes what your bans are. In general, we usually always ban Slowbro on second pick because giving an enemy team first pick Slowbro is actually really bad. Slowbro's really good and competitive. Its Unite move is really good. Its early game is really good. It's really good at like staying alive. So if there's like a team that just wants to flip objectives on spawn, which there's a lot of teams that do that, they just recognize their worst players and they try to flip on spawn. Slowbro's just really dangerous. So you can see here ASU does the same thing as us. They ban Slowbro. They know it's too much to give over, and we insta lock the Urshifu. They first picked Espeon. We want the Urshifu. So they go with the Espeon and Zoroark, which these are two of their best Pokemon. Two of their, like, Yeet fans' best Pokemon is probably Decidueye, but in this meta, Espeon is gonna be like, he's really good at Espeon too, and so it's a really good pick for them. And then Trainer's best Pokemon is Zoroark by far, I think. Not by far, like he has other Pokemon that are up there with it, but in this meta, Trainer Zoroark is nasty. So our counter to Zoroark, however, is Buzzwole and Clefable, because Buzzwole can just one-shot the Zoro. It has a really good early game, and Clefable obviously counters the Zoroark with the gravity to cancel the dashes. Here they make a small adjustment, which I thought was really smart by them. They went Snorlax. The whole tournament, Rolling It was going Wiggly, which actually the Wiggly lane was really cancer. But we pulled out the Snorlax last game. I don't even think we played Snorlax when we beat them before. And I think they realized that the Snorlax enables us to not get stomped in the lane early by the Espeon, because Espeon is one of the best early game characters. So they realized the Wiggly wasn't cutting it. They need to pick the Snorlax away from us so they can stomp us harder in lane, which is really smart. I respect it. We go Tree Mew here because we're just going to take the L. We're going to lose lane. We're taking the L. And Tree's just really good later in the game, whether you lose lane or not. And it's the same with Mew. So we're holding the L bot lane. We're going to lose lane. Their lane is like hard winning. They're probably going to get the first Reggie. But we scale, you know. Kind of copium. But again, like this was the best drafts we could do for this tournament. I think Makeup's actually going to be a wildly different meta anyways. So the drafts are going to be completely different from this. But honestly, preparing for these drafts were a lot of fun. Reminded me of Worlds last year. We did a lot of similar prep. The team's been going through a lot behind the scenes. So we haven't been in the right mindset to do this up until now. Recently, the team's in really good shape now. And I'm honestly really proud of what we've done this year so far, considering everything that's happened behind the scenes. So yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I like barely realized they picked Blastoise this game. I'm like just now realizing they picked Blastoise. Like I remember facing a Blastoise this game, but for some reason I didn't like comprehend it in lane. Okay, that interaction, Rolling It just almost 1v2'd my team. That's crazy. I did not see that happen because I'm fighting in the bot lane, so I can't really pan my camera. But what happened here, if you'll notice, is while they were fighting 1v2 on the Snorlax, the Espeon was trying to play up for our farm. So what I did on Tree, the Espeon was trying to play up for our farm, and I was trying to fight the Espeon to distract Espeon from getting the farm. Because I'm Tree, I have like so many cooldowns right now. I have like Focus Fan, my Tree passive, which are like 90-second cooldowns. But because it's early in the game, it's worth to just blow them to stall. And even though I die, I give less experience at this point than an Audino, so it's worth to die to stall the Espeon. I got the Espeon to low health, and Kyrus is able to come from helping the invade and come kill the Espeon. So this early game's already going a lot better. We kill the Espeon. Top lane should be winning. Although I didn't see exactly how the lane went. Here, rolling it, the Maniac tried to go for our ball toy that spawns in the back at 9 minutes, so I have to help Rin secure it. Rin gets 5, but he's literally 1 health. So the Zorik's down here, but we're just sacking the bees. Like, it's too risky. We're like, fuck it, we're not going to bees. We already, like I already told you in Drought, we accepted the L. Like, we're gonna lose a lane, but it's fine. Unfortunately, top lane goes a bit bad. Like, this should be a winning lane. I didn't see what happened here. But I mean, Buzzwole should be winning the lane, but again, then again, Hoopa's really good early, and Clefable's kind of shit early until you hit 4. So it's kind of understandable. Elo probably just choked some secures, which made Overlord's lane really hard, and then Overlord overextended a bit, thinking he could fight. He's like, oh, Buzzwole's good early, we need to fight. But without Clef 4, it's a bit too greedy. So now they stopped top lane. We were winning the game so hard until they 3-man scored top. Not winning so hard, but considering their comp is early game base, we were in a really good spot. Now they got all the mid Bs. They scored 3-man top. They have a 71-point lead. Now it's a bit sus. Now we're hard losing early once again. Last time it was more through bot side. I guess it was both lanes last time. This time it's more through top side. They kill Overlord again, but this stat doesn't matter at all. Like, top lane's already fucked. They've already scored all their points top. When you die the first time, that's the biggest deal, because they're gonna score all their points on your pad. You're fucked in experience now. One thing people don't realize is how much experience points give. When you int in lane and you die, the most XP they're getting is not from killing you, not from the farm. It's from being able to score on the pad. That's something that people still don't seem to be able to grasp in Unite yet. Scores are like where a lot of the XP comes from. Here, I'm just trying to stall the bot lane as much as possible. Nice little juke on the Espeon there. They 4-man collapse on me and I'm able to stay alive. They actually let me score 20 here, which I found surprising. We showed 2 top. So I feel like someone definitely could have stopped my score there. But now we're actually winning in points until they score on our bot pad, of course, so now we're losing. But I mean, the 21 score bot is huge. We were sacking the Reggie, so if you saw, we had 3 top. We can't fight the Reggie. So we might as well sack, play for XP across the map. And yeah, huge scores for us. Like, again, we're behind in the early, but as long as you're behind by less than 100, you're chilling. But again, I'm like 100% certain they push in the Reggie into our tier 2 this game. So as much as I'm saying it's fine now, it's not fine later. So you definitely inted a bit later on. Can definitely cover that. I remember like the first like winter finals we faced them, the first best of 3. I very clearly remember ints, because I think the first series you play like a team sits in your mind more. These games I don't remember as much, I'm not gonna lie. Even though they were the last games we played, I remember the first games we played them more. But yeah, here's the push. Okay, I actually remember what they did. This was really smart. We got baited. It was actually my fault too. So they went 2-man bot, which this is just tough in general. But they showed 2-man bot here, right? And Elo's going top right now, but we see 2 bots. So I made the call. I'm like, Elo go bot, Elo go bot. There's 2. In case Overlord might die. But I think we just have to hope that Overlord holds the pad, because what they did here was as soon as Elo showed bot, they Hoopa Unite top, and now they 5-man port top. That's the issue. So another thing we could have done is we could have told Overlord to save his cooldowns to stun them. But actually the Zorak already left, so he couldn't do that. So honestly, it was my int call here telling Elo to go bot. That made them be able to push this Reggie, because Elo went bot, we're fucked on the pad. If we had Clef Unite, that's easily holdable. I also what happened to me here? I get hit by a Hoopa stun. I was thinking maybe I could play this better. Oh, I barely get clipped by the Hoopa stun. So we also shouldn't have grouped up on pad. The Hoopa hits a 3-man stun here. I'm the tank, so as long as I stay alive, I can hold this on pad. I'm really beefy, right? But the Hoopa barely stuns me. That looks like it should barely hit. Well, it's a 2-man stun, whatever. Does Overlord walk into it? Oh, Rin walks into it. Unlucky. But that if I didn't group up with Kyros there, maybe spread out a little more, and I don't get hit by the Hoopa stun, I feel like I should be able to dodge Espeon stun easily. But because I'm stunned already by Hoopa, the Espeon stuns me, and then it's just fucked. So could have played it a little mechanically better on pad, but still they're probably gonna push it in. Because I told Elo to go bot. So that was honestly my bad call. I just remembered that happened. We do kill, we get a lot of XP off this. So we knew the game wasn't over. Just like turtle up farm. What we can do here now is we just hard farm our entire map, right? So what I was doing here actually is, because they were all dead, I wanted to start this bot Reggie, because ASU can't see who's on the Reggie. So I was like, I'm gonna bait them into thinking we're hitting the Reggie because they wanted to score top. So I was trying to drag as many people as possible I could down here. But they weren't really taking the bait if you look at the map. Like the Espeon pat down, but that was it. The Zorak still went top. However, because we have Buzzwole, Buzzwole's really good at stunning, so we still get the scores off, even though Zorak goes up. So the play still worked out. Here, I'm just stalling them from doing the bot Reggie as long as possible. If you can see here, I'm literally in their speed flux. I was being so toxic to Espeon in these games. I still have a Unite move here to stall even more. I think I just used it to live. So now, I mean, I did use Unite, but it was one of my Unite timers. Like, I can only use Tree Unite until like 3:30 because you want to have it up for Rayquaza. And I stalled them from doing the bot Reggie. We got the scores in top. We're happy with that. They Hoop United bot, so we're like, we're not going bot. We're definitely not going bot. Kyros tries to steal this with the Mew Unite. Good attempt. Good attempt. If he went there a little earlier, maybe it was still really tough. They chase him, try to kill him here, but he gets out. Really well played by Kyros. He had a decent chance at securing it. Here I'm trying to catch the Zorak, but he barely dashes out of my Wood Hammer. That was really sad. If I hit that Wood Hammer, the Zorak probably dies. They kill Rin, who was in their jungle trying to invade some buffs, get some XP. They had 2 people on him, but we have a lot of farm on the map. We're just gonna farm. I think we just let them get the Reggie. Oh no, I remember what we were doing here. Our top pad was at like 1. So the problem is that they break our top pad and the Aleki's pushing into base. It's really bad. So you can see we're all grouping up top here because we're trying really hard to make sure they don't break our top pad. Like, I think Elo goes to sit on the pad here, and we're like, we cannot let them break this pad. We can let them get the Reggie and let it into the pad. But the Hoopa manages to Phantom Force past all of them and score 1 point. So now it's fucked. Now it's actually fucked because they're gonna get the Aleki and it's pushing into our base. This is so bad because the reason this is so good is even if we get the Rayquaza, we had to have someone defending the Aleki in base. Otherwise, if it goes in, they just go score, they win, even if we get Rayquaza. So we're like, fuck it, let's hard fight, right? They can't score if we fight them. Zorg barely lives with Focus Fan, but Kyros finishes off. That was really scary. I'm on the Blastoise here, trying to stall. The Surf does a good job stalling. Espeon chunks us a lot. So if you look at the game state here, right? We killed 2, but Snorlax is coming back with Unite through the Hoopa portal. So Snorlax is going to be there. we're kind of fucked in this fight. Look at our HP. We're all really low health. Yes, we have Clefable, but we had to let the Rotom in actually, and Clefable is nowhere near. So we're basically in a 3v4 with low health on all of us. And they have a Unite move, and we don't. So they're up a Unite move. Elo makes it to mid, and because we fought them, they're not scoring middle, which is good. But this was still such a fucked fight. What I was doing this whole time, by the way, look at me. I'm chasing the Espeon to make sure the Espeon can't get in pit. I'm 20% health playing with fire on this Espeon. I was 20% health like the whole time, but I heal off Horn Leech if I hit him. So look, I started out 20% health against a full health Espeon, and now I've gotten the Espeon to lower HP than me. I've just been zoning Yeet Fan the entire time. And I'm like Horn Leech, so if I dodge his spells, he can't do anything against me. And I stalled the Espeon the whole time. I bait the Espeon. I walk away from the Espeon because I knew Rin can just go easily kill the Espeon now. I helped my team rip. So here, I'm pretty sure I'm saving my Wood Hammer to Wood Hammer the Zoroark. Yeah, I have the big Wood Hammer, but he full heals. So the trainer still full heal. So they have a chance of securing it. And Overlord superpowers the Rayquaza to secure it, which is actually really hard. Overlord told us after this game, like, this is actually a really hard mechanic, using Buzzwole's superpower to secure an objective, because when you first pick it up, it does some damage, and then when it lands, it does some damage, right? But you're not actually picking up the objective. So it does the animation, like if you look, it'll do the animation up, and it'll still do damage when you land, but you have to like aim it and like move in a way where it lands on the objective. And it's actually really hard because Buzzwole's superpower, normally like you pick someone up, you grab them, you throw them over here, but you have to make it land in the same place to secure the objective. So it's a hard mechanic, which he manages to do here, and he said that's like the first time he's ever done it, and it was in a tournament game. He did it perfectly. I mean, Overlord is just a different breed in tournaments. But yeah, really hype finals. Like, the games are really close. Like, we weren't winning in any of these games, really. Some of the games we should have been, but like we entered the mid game. So at Rayquaza, ASU was winning like almost every game we played against them yesterday. But we managed to pull it out at 2 minutes. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The game's pretty much over at this point. This is actually a really funny sequence. So Rin's still a shield, and they see Rin, and look at this. 4 people chase him all the way from here to pad. And I honestly thought Rin would score. Look at him go. But he actually doesn't score. He doesn't get the score off. They Zoroark Unite him, and then look here. They're chasing him off pad. Overlord eject buttons over and scores. Really funny sequence of events. But yeah, the game's pretty much over at this point. And we won, which means we've won 2 monthly finals this year. Actually, for people who don't know our history, we didn't win a single monthly final before regionals last year. But we've always had like team issues during the year. So like last year we didn't have Jungle Book until regionals again, basically. And this year, like, we just got Rin recently. So I'm pretty confident the team will have a really good chance at winning regionals this year. But I mean, this year's already going a lot better than last year for us. And we won Worlds last year, considering the season last year. And we've won 2 monthly finals this year. Yes, we didn't qualify for one, which was unfortunate, but stuff happens. Let's see if they show the damage numbers here. Overlord did the most on our team, Trainer did the most on their team. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'm planning to do like all the last months, because I've been planning to do these videos for a while. So I'm gonna go backwards, by the way. So I'm gonna do all the April games first. I'm gonna do AOS Cup. I'm gonna do March even, and like I'm gonna try to do the qualifiers, whatever games I can find from qualifiers too in those months. And then I'm gonna do February too. I think I've recorded February and March. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun doing this, actually a lot more fun than I thought I would. But I'll see you guys in the next video.